What's going on, everyone? It's time for another Netflix original film review. Today we're going to talk about the sci-fi film Rebel Moon Part 1, A Child of Fire. It's a Netflix original released December 15th, 2023, and it was directed by Zack Snyder, who did films like Justice League, Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice, Man of Steel, 300. This had a budget of $88 million. All right, well, Zack Snyder wanted to do Star Wars, Star Trek style of film, and so Netflix said, go ahead. So they gave him money to make his uh, big galactic battle film. So, yeah, it's done in two parts. So, this is the first part, and it's your standard first part of sci fi, sort of like mini series, I guess you could say, um, mini franchise. So, yeah, you meet this one girl, and she's living on this harvesting planet where they harvest wheat and stuff. And an evil dictator guy who's they're known for taking out colonies and planets and stuff and destroying other infrastructure and stuff throughout the galaxy comes, and they force them to make food for them. And but then they learn that they learn more of the sinister actions of what their intentions are, and she assembles a elite force of mercenaries to go and fight back against them after they started trying to take advantage of the farmers and the girls and everything. And so she goes from place to place, which all had conflicts with these guys, and forms this big uh, elite rebellion to fight against this the appraiser. And yeah, it's your standard sci-fi film. Like, there's nothing really new here. It's just the first half is them recruiting people, and you learn more about what they've done and why that's so sinister, and from each person they interact with. And then obviously the heads of those colonies and stuff all team up and to face them. So, what did I think of this film? I thought it was super fucking boring. There is nothing really interesting in this film. It's it's slow, but yeah, I was not into this. Like, I love Star Wars, especially the first six movies. I love Star Trek, all those movies and shows, but this is just eye-gougingly slow, and it was not really worth it. The so first up, the special effects and stuff are not that bad in this. Like, the CG, especially in the first bit of the film, looked pretty good. Gets a little choppy and shittier looking throughout, but for what they did, it does have some good visual style to it. It definitely has a Vikings esque feel in certain spots, and it definitely feels like somewhat of a Star Wars film. In that, the acting's okay. The characters are paper thin though. Like, there is not one character I found interesting or could follow along with. I was just like, kill them all, just annihilate this whole universe, because it's pretty dull and stupid, if you ask me. But yeah, so I was not into it. But they have some pretty good fight choreography scenes and stuff, and their standard sci-fi, Star Wars esque fucking like laser fights and stuff. But yeah, and the biggest problem with this film though is the villain is not menacing at all. It's just annoying, and yeah, I thought he was a really weak character, and was definitely not worth the time sitting there. The only one character that had some sort of interesting trait was the one guy who trained like that bird creature thing, some like flying creature thing that he learns to tame. It looked like a scene of How to Train Your Dragon. Like, come on. And yeah, but he had a little depth, but other than that, the rest of them are just horrible. And yeah, I thought this film was really dull and boring, and obviously it's a setup for the next one, so yeah, we'll see how that goes. But the final fight scene when this was a joke. Like, you could not make a more boring climax. Like, it is dull. Overall, visually, it looks pretty good, and it did have some interesting colonies and characters. The alien effects in this look pretty cool. Like the bar scene where they first go to was probably the best scene in the whole movie. It had some of the most like creative things. The cool bartender with like the candle-like shoulders. The alien talk has like there's an alien that sticks its like tentacles into some guy's neck and talks to him like that. That was cool. But other than that, it basically just became a snooze fest and was completely boring with no interesting characters, no good conflicts, and overall just a complete waste of time. And I'm just going to be generous though and give this film a 2, only because it had some interesting scenes in it that appealed to me a bit. But if you can't write a good movie, why the hell are you in filmmaking? Like, this is ridiculous. Zack Snyder's done way better. Honestly, I thought Justice League was way better than this movie. So, but yeah. But if that's what I thought of it. If you want to check it out, it is on Netflix right now. Also, I'll link the trailer down below so you can check that out. Make sure you also check out my Instagram. It's linked down below. It's where I always post clips of films and review in the future on my story. We just have the film time hashtag, the subject on film and a hashtag so you're aware of it. Also, my letterbox down below, Derek P. Reviews. That's where I post my first Saturday after watching the films. And my choice down below, reviews on this or Derek. So follow me on those platforms. Stay with this channel. Like this video, share it to more people, aware of it. Comment your opinions of the film down below if you have any films, film franchises, in any on any streaming service. And then, okay, if you have any films or film franchises in any genre and on any streaming service, comment them down below. I'll try my best to get to them as soon as I can and if I can find them. Yeah, make sure you subscribe. We'll find some weird, obscure, and odd they probably never thought of checking out together, and also so you could hear my opinions on other things as well. And make sure you ring that bell because obviously we're going to do Rebel Moon Part 2, The Scavenger, in the next review. Hopefully I'm not gouging my eyes out and wanting to kill everyone, but we'll see. So tune in for that. Watch out for all the most boring characters you could ever find in a sci-fi film, and I guess I'll see you all in the next film. Obviously, I didn't like this movie. It annoys the shit out of me that somehow some film gets $80 million and all this publicity and it's this crap, yet there's some gems and everyone just shits on them because, oh, no big budget. Oh, no big studio behind. Like, bro, the fuck. All right, I'm done. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.